Jonabai could have been the best school ever. 11th grade was proof of that.
Really? Oh, that's crazy. I've never heard anybody say that. Tell me more. Like, what was your Jamnabai experience like? Let's start from the beginning. How were you at academics? What were the extracurriculars you did? Let's just go over that one by one.
I was like super nerdy, which I love. um, I think till like the 7th grade, like my biggest achievement was that my lowest was 95% in geography,
Wow.
which is, it's kind of sad now that I say it out loud, but I felt really cool back then. As a kid, like, that's an achievement, I think. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that is the one thing everybody makes you believe is the most important.
Yes.
So if you're excelling at what is supposed to be a priority, I think that's
Staring at a
good thing.
textbook and learning that afterwards, yeah.
It's not easy. I was not a very good student. Yeah. I was not a good student academically. I learned pretty decently. I just didn't test really well. Got bored out of my mind really fast and did not have attention or retention as much.
Good,
But
yeah.
but yeah. So what were the extracurriculars that you did? Like, did you have any specific ones that were specific to your school or unique?
Like we had stuff like Scrabble competitions.
What?
It's like this board game of making words,
Okay.
and I actually used to participate in quite a bit. But I never won because they even had Scrabble classes. Like, who has Scrabble classes?
Yeah, that's like so much to process. I cannot believe like a school had a dedicated period to do
Basically
Scrabble.
Monopoly tuitions. But
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I've definitely thought of giving Monopoly tuition. At one point in my time, my friends and I used to do like 14-hour Monopoly marathons. And like we'd start at like Friday evening, go all the way to like Saturday afternoon, and then like just sleep for the rest of the day. Definitely unhealthy. Lot of, we'd order in takeout and like perhaps get some beverages like juice. No,
Juice.
yeah,
I also even juice 100%.
juice. Yeah, okay. What was like the Scrabble all about, and did you like win competitions that your school
How
held?
dare you? I mean, that's a valid question, but how dare you? So, okay, so I never won, but the thing is, I never went to these classes because I liked
okay.
making words, and there were these Scrabble words like DE. What is DE? I don't know what DE is. But people got points for it, and then I'll just be staring like, why did you do this? And they'd be like, no, you're the stupid one. But I still went for them because they were really fun.
Makes sense. So, I mean, they were gaming the system, you were enjoying the game.
Yes, I was the cool one. I won my hard one, yes, whatever.
That's what's important.
Sure. And other extracurriculars were like, I mean, just more math stuff like IPM, and there was this weird thing called Homi Baba, which is a weird name, but everyone did it back then.
So, I mean, you're referring to like some competition that went by that name? Oh,
Like,
okay.
I say competition, but just another written exam. Like,
Got
right
it.
now it sounds really lame, but yeah.
No, I mean, the person after whom this test is named was quite a legend. So much so that nuclear powers of the world had to blow him up. Yeah. So essentially, there's a theory of how he was assassinated.
Okay.
And because they didn't want that kind of intellectual capital with our country. And yeah, so crazy that, I mean, I definitely did Olympiads like SOF and ASSET in my school growing up, but not as early as the first year. I think this came closer to middle school, but I guess if you enjoyed studying and were good at it, it made sense. So, did you play any sports at any point?
I mean, even now, like 90% of my friends don't know this, but I really did like playing football.
Oh, okay.
It was just that I was like terrible at it, and I didn't really care about it because I still had a great time. Like I, from fifth grade to 10th grade, I must have played 200 times a year.
Oh, okay.
But
But
never did I try to improve. I was still like being really stupid at it, and that was really fun.
you're just having fun.
But like I never really did this at school because in school it was like anyway you get a really short break to play. On top of that, there's all this I'm macho, I'm cool, I can do better. And like the moment you make a mistake, people would pounce on you. And like I don't know, I guess I was insecure. But more importantly, I just love making mistakes, and that wasn't the most encouraged thing there.
Right. I mean, I'm sure when there's a break squeezed into 20 odd minutes and you need to eat in that and like freshen up and also play, it can get pretty competitive and sometimes maybe even toxic if you know competition goes above and beyond. On the note of like things becoming toxic, was there like some specific incident that happened that really set the tone for how escalated things can become?
Like, does this include when I wasn't in school but it
Yeah,
happened?
absolutely. I mean, sure, why not?
I mean, I remember last year there was some WhatsApp message circulating.
Okay.
Like it was true, it wasn't like a random forward, but there were these few kids from like the sixth or seventh grade or something that came basically in the lunch break. You don't get a lot of time, right, to play. It's a 45-minute thing. So I think they came early so they could play on the basketball court because it's like one youth school having the same break time with just one court. And then these older 9th, 10th graders came and they started like, and they came super late and they were like, no, give us the code. And the kids were like, we are not gonna do that. And they were like, no, but we're adults, so you have to give it to us. And just, I honestly, even when I saw the story, I thought it was kind of normal because like everyone got beaten up at school, right?
What?
Is what
Physically?
I thought. Is what I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought. But people like I've talked to people and they're like, no, like we had bullying, but like no one gets beaten up and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, physical violence is not that common in like a tier one city or like a good school at a tier one city.
So many opinions there. But yeah, that kid ended up in a pretty bad situation. Like fully beat up.
Unbelievable. To think that kids are resorting to violence to
Well, they
reclaim.
got away with it. So yeah.
That just makes it worse. That they're resorting to violence to reclaim, you know, break time to play. And what was that kid thinking, and why didn't he just, get out of that situation? Fail to understand, but God bless, I guess. So, yeah, I think football was one sport that you enjoyed but didn't play at school, probably for the best of these other things that are happening. So then, did you really get a chance to play it at all, or did you just like
In school
wonder?
or where?
No, just in life in
Oh
general.
yeah, quite a bit. Because like with my friends, it was super fun and
Oh, you mean like at home?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
like the building K-plans types. And then eventually everyone grew out of it. I think into like 12th grade with
Right.
sucked because people just stopped wanting to play.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean people still play, but like again, like if you play in the turf, it's different. It's competitive and you can gossip. And I also like to gossip. I want to do everything I can in the movie.
Man is spitting the truth. But interesting stuff. And you said till like seventh grade you were doing well academically. What happened after that?
Wait, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say.
Okay.
I discovered. Okay, I got my phone in like late 7th grade.
Okay.
So that is a problem I still struggle with. I think everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Everyone struggles with that, I guess. Okay, I know I do at least. also discovered explicit content, just stuff that you discover as a teenager. And I wouldn't say that's the reason I changed, but it can't it there has to be some correlation between the two, right? Like I discover all of this and then suddenly like my lowest score would go from 95 to 90 in the 8th, 80 in the ninth, and then like 70s in the 10th.
Gradual decline.
And earlier I used to be excited for exams, and like now I just suddenly stopped caring. I'm sure that's not a coincidence.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I remember academically, like it wasn't going great to begin with. It just started getting worse at towards the end of middle school, start of high school. The subjects got quite challenging that once felt pretty intuitive and easy. Uh, yeah, I think figuring out where the change happened, that it was not palpable, would be important to creating like a better system. But interesting stuff, man. So around this time, did you have any like school facilitated extracurricular activities that you
Oh, yeah, we
remember?
had this thing called hobbies.
Okay.
It's it's what it sounds like. They were like these hobby subjects. Fifth grade was science experiments, which was the best.
So tell me more about that. What did you do?
10-year-olds with potatoes, fire, metals, just doing stupid things. I remember once you had to get a newspaper to keep underneath our experiment always in case anything spills. Man, one of these boys, you did the magnifying glass thing from the window next to them and actually set a fire on that newspaper.
That
in the
is
middle of class.
crazy cool.
That was really cool. And we had this really cool teacher named Pinky, but shouldn't, yeah, we had this really cool teacher. But the last few months were okay because I think she got pregnant, so she had to leave for a bit. Like life and all, I guess.
Yeah.
When we were kids, obviously we thought it was the biggest scandal in the world. Oh my god, she got pregnant, like she had a child. It's just a child, but yeah, no. So the last few months were kind of boring, but before that, they were really fun experiments. The potato one was actually like I mean, I'm sure you know that one. You take zinc and copper or lead or. I feel like if I named the wrong thing, then I learned nothing. So I'm just not gonna name it. Assume that I know this. But yeah, the hardest part was actually getting the items. And I remember it was like this big thing where all the moms who had kids in the science experiments group had found this one store which was selling the exact items they wanted us to buy. Because where do you get like, I think there were these thin zinc plates with holes in the corner. Where do you get that? What do you even call that?
Yeah. Oh my god. This takes me back to what we had was called science fair. So it wasn't like hobbies, but like a one-off activity where you would make like an experiment and present it.
Or like an exhibition
And
thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
so you know, and apart from that, there was this one experiment I think that we had to do in class for which we needed purple cabbage because we made some purple cabbage water.
What the hell is purple cabbage?
Yeah, exactly. That was exactly precisely my parents' reaction when they saw the diary note that this is what we were required to carry to school. And my mom's like, hey, I've never heard of this. So then they found out that such a thing exists and procured it for me, sent me to school with it. But yeah, crazy how these things come back, to us in life. But so yeah, this one mom from your class group found out about the shop that sells it, and then you were saying,
And then everyone went to that store.
man got good business.
Yeah.
The entire, grades of Japna by approaching to get like
I mean,
this
like
one
60,
specific.
but yeah, because not everyone had the same hobby.
Oh, okay, makes sense. Still quite significant. Like 60 people, and 60 people found out that that shop exists. So there's always gonna be like some kind of LTV that's not captured immediately at zero, virtually zero cost of acquisition for
What's
that
LTV?
lifetime value. So it's customer lifetime value basically.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry.
I
Yeah.
should know this. I'm in finance.
That's okay. This is more like a startup business term, and you're more onto like the technical finance side of things. So, yeah. So you picked hobby that was science experiments. Did you regret not picking any of the others?
No, no.
Yeah. We had something similar called CCA or co-curricular activities apart from PE, and CCA had like a mix of indoor and outdoor activities for us to choose from. It could be anything from like dance or drama, debate, and like maybe a few sports. So early on, I'd pick different things, but then later on, I think I just ended up choosing like basketball because they really cut down the amount of time we got to play sports. So I'm like, okay, I need to substitute this by getting like other sets of periods to play for. But eventually, CCA was discontinued in the higher grades.
Oh.
Yeah, for us, I think it was only like up till 7th or 8th grade. But
I mean, ours was also till 8th only.
Oh, okay. So did you do science experiments every year?
No, 5th science experiments. Sixth was, I think, indoor gaming.
What constituted indoor gaming?
At the end of school, instead of having to do something, go to a class where the teacher doesn't really care because she's actually just a biology teacher.
Okay.
And literally just play games like, I don't know, card games or something. Back then, I think was when I first started working on, I mean, I still sometimes do them, but Pokemon cards where your friends are the Pokemon and you give them values. It's really fun.
That sounds crazy.
I think I've decided today I'm gonna go home and make a Pokemon card of you. Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing it. And then perhaps I'll decide if that goes on the pod or not. But yeah, when you thanks. When you said card games, my mind immediately went to, were these kids playing Tash in school? But then Tash, like playing cards. So, and then I thought clarify whether you meant like card games like Uno or like
No, so if we played Tash, it was considered gambling, so we weren't allowed.
Yeah,
no,
basically.
Why are you agreeing? I don't understand this logic. There was no money, of course, involved.
I see. Like, I get where the school comes from because when you are playing with playing cards, it's very difficult to monitor and kind of,
But then even if they would monitor and see that, okay, like there is normal cards, they also just take them.
I think it's very difficult to actually, divide what is acceptable and what is not. It's just very easier from a policy standpoint to just ban playing cards. I know they certainly were not allowed in our school. So every year we'd have like these Christmas parties where
in
school. I know, but it was like a very cutesy thing where you could get like board games and like for one day before the school broke for winter, we'd have like a class party where it would be like a potluck where students brought food and the canteen would be closed that day. And yeah, cool stuff.
Potlucks were fun.
Yeah, I can't imagine how risky they were because if one kid bought bad food, they would like do food for. Oh, you've done something.
Not bad food. What I did was I got Maggie. Not everyone ate the Maggie, and then next to our tables we had hooks where you keep the dabba, and this was a Friday.
Okay.
And then I forgot the dabba, and Monday when I came back, we couldn't sit in class the whole day because it reeked of moldy, wet Maggie.
Yuck! Sorry, that sounds disgusting.
It was disgusting.
I'm sure you had to just discard the entire thing with the bag and tiffin.
Yeah, I was forced to eat a different set of Maggie now. That's a joke.
But so indoor games sounded fun. Didn't know about this Pokemon thing to begin with. Very nice to found out. And this was 6th grade, you said, Pokemon cards or indoor games.
Yeah, I mean, I still do that, but yeah.
6th grade was the beginning. In 6th grade was your Jamna Bai hobby. So
yes.
What was
After
the hobby you picked in 7th?
I have no memory. I think, okay, so between 7th and 8th, one was debate club, I think.
Okay.
It was normal time pass debates. Everyone did it. It was I mean, back then everyone did MUNs like.
Yeah, yeah.
So this was the pre-MUN when you were like a bit too young, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
MUN for me was 9th and 10th. Uske बाद was debates, and then 8th was NCC, which was this thing. I don't know how to explain it. Like a military army discipline thing.
National Cadet Corps, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, I could have googled it, but for some reason I didn't. And now for years I've been so confused what the hell NCC is.
There we go.
There we go. National Cadet Corps. The cadet. Okay. Yeah. So I did that. But it had a lot to do with discipline, and I was not a lot to do with discipline, so I didn't really attend much of it. And I was really grateful because like there was this one trip it was basically mandatory, but I still didn't go. And I did feel like a little FOMO because all my friends went. But when they came back in different bodies. All of them had lost like 4-5 kilos because they used to wake up at 6:30 and just march and like all of them were like, oh yeah, great bonding experience. And apparently there were some older kids who were there as part of some other trip who, when they were sleeping, put toothpaste all over their faces. And they were like, oh my god, that's so funny. I was so happy I didn't go. I like my weight without toothpaste and safely with me on my body.
Yeah, man. Sounds very concerning, but also part and parcel of fun experiences for a lot of people. I'm sure, like, a lot of them, have that trip as a core memory. So, yeah.
This is not a papaya. I'm really confused what this is.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that was, but you feel free to have if you'd like. And right, so you were saying you did debate then in this period, and eventually that transitioned into Manning. So we in Bangalore call it Manning.
No, people
heard...
never called it that way. I just didn't want to sound like an.
Yeah, like you didn't want to sound like that person. I get it. I've been corrected outside of my city that it's MUN, not MUN. And I'm like, hey, I've called this my entire life. It fits and it works for me. So if you have a problem, then boo hoo.
It's your problem.
Yeah, exactly. So tell me more about your experience with Debate Club. What debates did you do, if you remember any? How did you prepare for them? Did you enjoy them? Why did you pick debating?
Oh, because I mean, I still like English and I like talking in public. I like it and think I'm good at it.
Okay.
So even in college presentations, all of that, super fun. But I think the most common topic then was how apparently Hitler was the greatest dictator, and there were these like few. I remember there was this one girl. She was really smart and really pretty, and like she was just like Hitler was the greatest dictator. And since then, every time, even today, if I meet people, I tell them that like yes, Hitler had his faults, but as a dictator, he did the best a dictator could do.
Yeah.
And then Ryan just looks at me like, stop talking.
Yeah, that's because they're uninformed, don't know, the facts of the era. By all means, the things he did were questionable, more than questionable, even cruel, maybe inhumane. But the situation of the country at the time was such that people were dying of starvation. So, and there was anarchy, complete collapse. And rising to power in such an environment is not an easy task. So, I don't have an opinion on Hitler because I haven't studied it enough. These are just like small pieces of tidbits of information I have from here and there that's not personally verified. But I'm not immediately against that opinion.
Yeah, right. So, in his role, he did a good job.
Yeah. I feel like activities like debate solely have the potential to bring you to go and read about these things and learn these things. So not only are you getting the repetitions in of speaking publicly, presenting your points, and doing arguments, which are very transferable skills to the real world, but also that, this is how newer topics are discovered and your context window expands. And yeah, moving on to MUNs. What was your first MUN like? Do you remember?
Okay. MUNs was the one thing I was the absolute worst at because it required you to remember all these rules. Okay, I loved participating in competitions with the intent to never win.
You were there for the fun.
Yeah, my best MUN was I think Mumbai one 2017.
Okay.
It was a really good one, a really popular one. All I had done is I had printed out the charter, I think the UN charter, what it's called, printed it out, and every time someone would make a mistake, I would point it out. And that is all I did the whole day. I had headphones on, I was listening to music, and the only time I participated was to point out people's mistakes.
Wow.
Which was so often. And I felt such a stupid superiority complex. I think that was my true Jamna Bai percentage. I didn't say that. Yeah, so I like to fuck around. I just don't think of a replacement word.
No, that's okay. That's works. First MUNs are always chaotic. I remember, was super intimidating. Everyone seemed like they knew what they were doing. It was mostly like older people that were extremely professional at it. They had gotten the repetitions in, and a lot of them knew each other even though they didn't come from the same school.
Exactly, that was so. And it was like they were having their own little competition and you weren't even a part of it.
Yeah, you're just there floating around in like the outer layers, and they wouldn't even look at you because they don't even consider you as real competition. Exactly. So, man, that's such a cool experience to have, I think, for those kids within the core circle. And then when you become really good at it and pursue it, there is opportunity to do this internationally and globally, and I don't think anything compares to that. Wow. Definitely bringing up a lot of memories from school that I hadn't revisited in a very long time.
That's cute.
So, yeah, I think to wrap up, to wrap up, do you want to talk about your work?
My current work?
Yeah.
Like finance?
Yeah.
Oh, the most boring topic possible? Yeah.
Why do you do it if you find it
because
boring?
I don't know what I do find interesting. So, and it's like sitting at home, doing something, doing what I like. I don't know what I like. I don't want to sit at home. I'm currently doing something. That's all.
Got it. Makes sense. So this is like essentially a stopgap solution for you.
Yeah. Nice one.
By the to buy you some time to figure out what it is that you want to do. Are you good at what you do? Would you consider yourself good at what you do?
I like to believe I am. I mean, it comes easy to me. I mean, it's really not that complicated. It's just like numbers and crunching stuff and talking to some people. What else?
Yeah, and having Gujju blood, numbers and crunching goes hand in hand.
That's the thing. I guess that's the thing.
Yeah, Gujju Madus, I think, were very associated to these states. I'm not saying everybody is great with it, but there's enough evidence for.
Are you one of them? I don't know.
I'm Marwari, yeah.
Oh, crazy. Nice.
So, cool stuff. I think on that note, should call it a day. Thanks for coming.